Hello, we're the PNC Newsgirls, Mia.
And Maya. Read the news 6 days a week because you're too lazy.
Friday, September 22nd, 2023. Also, I find it hilarious whenever you change your voice to match my voice better.
You gotta be a stupid low talker, so not much I can do about it. Anyway, got an extra long Hitler quote today.
Fun!
There was talk of the struggle against the supranational power of the international capital, and what came of it? In this courtroom stood a general of the New Reach and was forced to admit. My brain died. And was forced to admit that the economic failure of this new regime was so extreme that the masses were driven on the streets. However, the soldiers who were supposed to fire on the masses were not willing to consistently shoot people who had been driven to desperation by the incompetence of their government. There can be no more scathing indictment than that. Adolf Hitler.
Alright, quick former censorship-obsessed Twitter executive Yoel Roth tries playing victim. From the headline to the last word, Roth pathetically begged readers for pity from while complaining about being attacked for censoring former President Donald Trump. As attacked by Trump and Musk, it was a strategy to change what you see online, the headline read, before the Times edited it to be something less laughable.
Sam Bankman-Fried's dad allegedly had an adversarial role at top Democratic dark money network. Bankman-Fried's father, a Stanford University law professor, sat on the advisory board of Arabella Advisors, according to the complaint.
Knife in the back. Polish outrage over Ukraine betrayals grows. Could mark major turning point in public sentiment. Ukraine's decision to sue Poland in the World Trade Organization over Poland's grain embargo may have come as a shock to the Polish government, but Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky remarks at the UN, in which he alleged that countries with a grain embargo, a clear dig at Poland, were aiding Russia's Putin. The comments may have been the final straw.
Explosive. Analysis of causes for disability and death by COVID vaccines. In an explosive and extraordinary analysis, Dr. Anatia Baxis, MD, explains the multiple causes for injuries and deaths from COVID injections worldwide. An estimated 20 million people died and another 2 billion have been injured adverse events worldwide. And this... Why are you staring at me? And this after only 2.5 years of the cursed, fake, and deadly COVID vaccines.
Alright, poll column. Biden repeats same story word for word, just minutes apart, raising fresh concerns about age fitness for office. You remember those folks walking out of the field literally carrying torches with Nazi swastikas, holding them forward, singing the same vicious anti-Semitic bile, the same exact bile that was sung in Germany in the early 30s, and a young woman was killed. Okay, what? Okay, I gotta read the next because that doesn't make any sense. Biden went on to say, according to an official White House transcript, that the former guy, then President Donald Trump, was asked, "What do you think would happen?" He was the sitting president, and he said, "I thought there was some very fine people on both sides, and I mean this sincerely from the bottom of my heart. And that's when I decided I was going to run again." What? Nothing makes any sense. I'm so confused. Does the last line help? After the president recounted how his extended family urged him to challenge Trump, he then began to tell the story all over again.
Okay then. Bro's losing it.
Did Biden write the article? Because at first, but this doesn't make sense. Was that the story he was telling? I don't know.
I don't know.
Give me some more context, please.
Britain's parliament has demanded that Rumble deplatform Russell Brand. 250 years ago, Great Britain bequeathed to us our notions of due process and free speech. That country, however, no longer exists. Instead, we have a country that is demanding that Russell Brand, who has been accused of alleged sexual wrongdoing that occurred decades ago, charges he denies, must be deplatformed from Rumble, a site built upon free speech. Fortunately, Rumble is standing strong.
Almost 3/4 of Americans think the nation is becoming a police state. Almost 3/4 of Americans, 72%, admit that being concerned that the United States is becoming a police state, engaging in mass surveillance, censorship, ideological indoctrination, and the targeting of political opponents, according to a recent survey from Rasmussen Reports. Rasmussen.
Okay. Harvard's Jacinda Ardern calls on the United Nations to crack down on free speech as a weapon of war. In her latest attack on free speech, Ardern declared free speech as a virtual weapon of war. She's demanding that the world join her in her battling free speech as part of its own war against misinformation and disinformation. Her views, of course, were not only enthusiastically embraced by authoritarian countries, but the government and academic elite.
Elon Musk's Neuralink announces human trials of brain-computer interference. Elon Musk's Neuralink has initiated. I forgot the word. The recruitment of subjects for its first human clinical trial, aiming to explore the potential of its creepy brain-computer interface technology that has produced nasty results for unfortunate test monkeys in recent years.
What was that voice?
I don't know. But it's here now.
Okay, then. Supreme Court may put administrative state on chopping block in upcoming term, lawyers say. The court agreed on June 30th to hear Securities and Exchange Commission SCK v. Jerksey. Court file 22-859 at some point in the upcoming term. The SEC, an independent federal agency, enforces federal securities laws administratively or by filing civil actions in court.
Project Veritas suspends all operations and fundraising, announces major layoffs. Project Veritas Chief Executive Officer Hannah Giles announced in an email Friday that the nonprofit was suspending operations, while the head of Project Veritas' Human Resources Department, Jennifer Kiak, said operations were being put on pause in an email notifying personnel of another round of layoffs. Project Veritas is also ceasing fundraising activities due to severe financial concerns, per the email from Giles.
Yeah.
Monkey column.
What is that?
Guineas?
Guineas?
Yeah. Okay. I think it's Guineas.
Guinea's leader defends coups in Africa and rebuffs the West, saying things must change. The recent coups in Africa are attempts by militaries to save their countries from presidents' broken promises. The head of Guinea's junta said Thursday as he rebuffed the West for boxing in the continent of more than 1 billion people.
Unbelievable. Karine Jean-Pierre, I don't know, cuts off Peter Dossi, shuts him down, and refuses to answer question on Biden border crisis. Another dead body was pulled from the Rio Grande on Thursday, just days after 2 migrant children drowned in the same area. Karine Jean-Pierre remained defiant on Thursday as reports asked her when is enough enough.
Okay. Flash mob robberies are changing the way America does business. In modern America, the need to lock up merchandise is due to flash mob heists that are costing retailers millions of dollars each year, with running the very existence of the big box and small box merchandisers. The National Retail Federation, NRF, estimates that these incidents cost companies about $700,000 for every $1 billion in sales.
Truly unbearable. Timbuktu suffocates under jihadist blockade. When jihadists, I don't know, in Mali announced they would blockade the ancient city of Timbuktu, residents thought it was just another intimidation tactic.
Well, I get where I'm going. Venezuela's, how do you say that?
Tokram?
Prison raided. Moment, 11,000 cops stormed Notorious jail to find a zoo, casino, nightclub, pool, and supermarket after the Tren de Aragua criminal gang was allowed to roam free for years. The Venezuelan government has regained control of a prison that had been under the rule of the country's most powerful gang, which built its own mini-city within the jail walls that featured a zoo, a club, and a swimming pool.
U.S. extends temporary protection to nearly 500,000 Venezuelan migrants. Venezuela has faced a years-long humanitarian crisis, with more than 7.13 million migrants and refugees fleeing the country to escape dire poverty and political repression.
Okay. Saudi Crown Prince reveals nuclear red line. If Iran were to obtain nuclear weapons, Saudi Arabia would be forced to do the same. Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman has said in an interview with Fox News, extracts of which were published on Wednesday.
Syria, Assad, and China seeks exit from diplomatic isolation. Syrian President Bashar al-Assad arrived in the eastern Chinese city of Hangzhou, his first visit to China since 2004, and his latest bid to end more than a decade of diplomatic isolation under Western sanctions, Reuters reports.
Okay.
Alright, that is all. Thank you for listening to Mia.
And Maya, read the Bonus Central homepage. Do all the good things.
Come back tomorrow for Catter Day.